Good evening and welcome to the G10 report. Tonight we ask the question, how do you deal with the passing of a loved one? A funeral, a memorial, a yearly remembrance? Well, tonight we look at the technology that is helping your loved ones move on. Controversial new web app Lives On claims to keep tweeting even after your heart has stopped beating. We'll cross over to Ross now, who's taken a deeper look into the groundbreaking app.
When your heart stops beating, you'll keep tweeting is the slogan of the Twitter application Lives On. The idea is that it learns the style of your tweets so it can carry on posting for you after you've gone. A tester version of Lives On, which was conceived by the creative agency Lean Mean Fighting Machine and developed by academics at Queen Mary's University in London, was made available last month, ahead of a public planned rollout. Only around 20 people have been given access to the beta test, and the algorithm that mirrors your Twitter style is still very much a work in progress. Regardless, developers say 12,000 people have already pre-registered. The algorithm takes fragments of your previous tweets and splices them together, giving a nightmarish feel. Looking at the assorted gobbledygook, unintentionally hilarious combinations, and posts that actually do sound like you wrote them, Lives On says accuracy is a lot higher once it has learned from at least 1,000 tweets while you are still alive. Existing mobile phone predictive text apps such as SwiftKey and Twitter bots such as the Bruno Latour bot have similar algorithms that can automatically mine text, learn, and predict commonly used words and phrases with great accuracy, shaping an outline of digital consciousness. Lives On takes this technology a step further by allowing user control, teaching the AI your taste and syntax selectively by favoriting the tweets that best represent you, and also nominating a digital executor to manage your postmortem posts. The algorithm will only get better in time, perhaps becoming a convincing digital likeness before it is time for us to permanently log off.
Some pretty eerie stuff there. Our next story looks at moving the real into the virtual, with the introduction of the worldwide cemetery. We'll cross to Michelle with that report now.
Social media became more popular nowadays. Go to the cemetery is not the only way to commemorate ancestors. Even worship ancestry in relation to social media. One website called Worldwide Cemetery is provided to allow people to commemorate to their dead. In the Worldwide Cemetery, people can upload the ancestor photos, some information such as the date of birth, birthplace, the date of death, the place of death, and the place of burial. They can also share the story of their loved one to the world. This is the revolution of communication in the social media. The old-fashioned monument is not enough for people to commemorate to their ancestors. In the Worldwide Cemetery, they can change the monuments anytime. They can upload or change the picture easily in the internet. They also can leave the message on the monument. All people in the world leave the flowers at the monument no matter they do not know that person. The rapid development of the social media changed people's thought. They are appropriate and effective to use the media.
Thank you, Michelle. Now over to our last report for the evening, as we follow on from the Worldwide Cemetery and speak to a girl who is using Facebook not to connect with her sister, but rather to remember her. Let's cross to that interview with AJ now.
What are your thoughts on the way social media helps people to mourn the loss of their loved ones?
I think it's a really good tool to have, especially for people of our generation, because we all rely on social media so much to portray our feelings and to get word out there to other people, that having this kind of group session, if you will, on social media, it just helps everyone a lot more.
In what way has Facebook helped you?
Well, a few years ago I did lose my sister and I created a memorial page for her, and it's helped me grieve because it's been a central place for me and other people that loved her to come and just remember her.
What do you have to say to those critics out there who believe it's not allowing you to deal properly with your emotions?
Have they ever used one? It's not really anyone else's business how someone chooses to grieve, and you just have to do what works. And for me, this worked really well because it kept me in contact with the people that were close to her, and it just gave me another support system, outside of my family and friends, of people that loved her, and it just helps us to keep her memory alive.
So as you can see, some pretty revolutionary stuff. But how will it hold up against reality? Only time will tell. I'm Ashley Kane, and this has been the G10 Report. Good night.